Hey everyone, I'm Seth Adams, here today to talk about the Helix Sharpener from Strickland's Archery. This is to sharpen your Helix Broadheads. The Helix Broadhead has a 40-degree bevel, so this sharpener is for the Helix specifically or any other single bevel broadheads with a 40-degree bevel. A couple of things to keep in mind before we get started. These broadheads are extremely sharp. They do a fantastic job at cutting through animals, so they will cut you if you don't respect it. So always have the broadhead screwed into an arrow at all times. Don't take the broadhead out and try to pull through that way. We don't want you to hurt yourselves. So always have it attached to an arrow. They're extremely sharp out of the package, and once again, the sharpener is for the Helix broadhead, but anything with a 40-degree bevel will also, it'll work for that as well. So a couple things you'll hear me mention. I'll mention working the edge some in the video. What that means is from the factory, of course these are sharpened one way, they're a single bevel. So there's somewhat of a little bit of a lip on the back side of these. So working that edge, meaning whenever we pull straight through the sharpener, that's going to clean the edge up. If we cant it slightly and pull through, it's going to just slightly roll that over. So what's that? That's working the edge. So if we slightly roll that over by canting it, and then we come back through and straighten it out and pull through, it's going to clean that lip up and give a nice sharp edge, and it'll be ready to shave hair in no time. So this one's pretty new out of the package. It's been shot in a couple targets, so it's not going to take too long to get it sharp, but I'll give you a little demonstration here on how to use it, and we'll go from there. So let me zoom in here so you can get an up-close shot at what I'm doing. Alright, as you can see here, it comes in its own little case. You open that up, there's the sharpener, and then also it comes with some step-by-step instructions from the manufacturer. It's pretty detailed. It runs down through the basics on how to use this and everything. I'm kind of a hands-on guy, so until I actually start doing it and you know, feeling it going through, you really understand it that way. So I'm a little more hands-on, but these are detailed. They'll get it to the point and have you sharpening in no time, but I'd rather show you guys as well, just so you have, you know, a better grasp at it whenever you get one. So when you look at it, it's got a bolt on the front that's holding the stones in. You want this bolt facing you whenever you're sharpening. So these broadheads come in a right bevel and left bevel. So when you're sharpening and the bolt is facing you, right side does right bevel, left side does left bevel. So whenever I go to sharpen it, you won't be able to see it because it's going to be facing me like this, but you're going to be able to tell, you know, how I'm pulling this broadhead through. So I've got it lined up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start off just pulling straight through. I'm going to grab the arrow, you know, a couple inches behind the broadhead, so there's no flex in the arrow and all that kind of stuff whenever you're pulling it through. So you get it started right in there, and hopefully you can see this. I'm perfectly aligned. You want to pull straight through. There's not a whole lot of pressure. I'm pushing down slightly, but I'm going to pull through a few times. Just like that. Now, like I said a while ago, working the edge. So I'm going to cant it slightly this way. That bevel is going to rest right on that stone perfectly. So if you cant it, pull through. If you go to feel that, I can feel the lip coming over this way. We're basically taking that metal and working it this way by canting it, okay? So what that's going to do is give you a slight curl or a slight lip going that way. So once that's complete, go back to the sharpener, straighten the broadhead, pull it straight through. In that first one, you can really feel it cleaning the lip off. Then the second and third time, it gets a little smoother. You can't quite feel it, but it's sharpening it. So I've got metal slivers already falling out of this. Light pressure. When I pulled straight through, it cleaned off the lip and left a nice sharp edge. Granted, this one wasn't in bad shape at all. Like I said, I was in a few targets and everything, but you know, 7-8 strokes on this thing and it was sharp. So you can also work it the other way. So from factory, you may have a slight lip from the grinding process. It could be going this way, it could be going that way. It just depends on how they finished it. So if you have the lip going the opposite way, cant it to the left. I'm canting it to the left, pulling through, I've created a lip going that way. You run your finger down through there and you can feel the lip. So straighten it out, pull straight back. Now that lip is gone. So each broadhead could be different. There could be a lip rolled over this way slightly, or it could be rolled over that way slightly. And that's just from the machining process. They're extremely sharp still, but if you want to clean it up, that's the best way to do it. You can cant it to the left or cant it to the right. But just keep in mind, if it's right bevel, you always stay on the right side of the sharpener, left bevel on the left side. So let me do the other side here, flip it over. I'm going to run it straight through just a couple times. I'm going to cant mine to the right. Okay, now I'm going to straighten it out. You can see, actually, I have to get, there's metal slivers coming out every time I do this, so it doesn't take long. So straight through. And that's good. This thing's ready to hunt with. There's really not much more we can do on the main blade on that side. So your next step, which is a neat feature on the Helix, by the way, it's sharp on the back. It's got back, you know, it's got the single bevel blade on the back side as well. So it's going to cut going in and cut going out. If that arrow starts to work its way back out of the animal, it does cut on the way back out. Okay, sorry I had to resituate the camera. Like I was saying, we're going to do the back side of the broadhead. Cuts going in and cuts going out. That's why there's a 40-degree bevel on the back side as well. Also, it's a good flight characteristic for this broadhead, reduces drag, and it's just, you know, it's a great feature for this broadhead. So it's a little tricky sharpening this one. This is why we keep it attached to the arrow at all times. We're going to pick the sharpener up, and you do it just like the main blade, right side right bevel, left side left bevel. So when I go to sharpen it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the broadhead back, I'm going to push the sharpener forward. I don't want to just hold this thing as tight as I can. I'm pulling back this way towards me. So, you know, that's a little dangerous. We'll pull back a little bit and I'll pull, you know, push the sharpener away from it at the same time. So, something like that. I'm going to go straight through, pushing the sharpener away from me. And you're going to work the edge on this one just like you do on the main blade. Since I'm sitting in a chair here, I'm going to have to cant the sharpener. You'll cant the broadhead, obviously, but we're going to cant it like that to where the bevel rests on that stone. Pull it through. That. Now I'm going to straighten it back out. That one is good to go. So you do it just like, treat it just like the main blade. So just a couple other things to remind you of. The sharpener does come with the step-by-step instructions, as you can see. But I just want to give you a short how-to to really, you know, go over some of the details that, so you can see it. So always remember, the bolt's going to be facing you. Right side right bevel, left side left bevel. Always keep it attached to an arrow so you don't cut yourself. These things are extremely sharp out of the package. So pick up a sharpener online, stricklandsarchery.com for $32.95. It makes sharpening a whole lot easier for you, and it's quick, easy, and convenient. Thanks for watching.